Let's go.
Oh no. Yes. There we go. We are back. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for our live watch along for Alfreton Town FC at home to Southport in the National League North. We are back. It's been quite a while.
We've had back in town.
We've had a bit of an absence being home from university, but we're back now. That's what matters. After what's not been a fantastic run of form for Alfreton, it's safe to say, but most recently ending that run of defeats with a win away at Farsley Celtic, which wasn't actually at Farsley Celtic, it was at Buxton, with an emphatic victory, which that was meant to be our comeback game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But we had
I hurt my ankle and I couldn't drive there.
No, so we had to abort that, but we're now back for a lovely chilly Tuesday evening, which we've become accustomed to over the past few months and over the course of this season. But we are here back for some league action and looking to end the run of home defeats against Southport, who haven't been in fantastic form as of late. We've had our lovely stat man Liam provide us with some information about the game today. Southport's record at the Impact Arena is quite a poor one. In the last 15 matches here, they've only won once, and that was in a 1-0 victory. The only goal in that game coming from Stephen Schumacher, who is now the Bolton Wanderers manager. And obviously Alfreton still looking to end that run of 3 straight home defeats and bounce back to the sort of playoff zone where we've kind of been used to them being for the last few years. It's always kind of been flirting with the playoffs, and then towards the end of the season go on a bit of a run and kind of solidify the place there. But more of a job on our hands now to actually make our way in there. Tina's back.
Welcome back, Tina. It has been a long time.
It has been far too long.
I was in the dreary lands of Middlesbrough.
But now you're back in the wonderful Impact Arena Gantry.
Yeah, it feels like home. It feels like I never left.
No, it's nice and cosy up here.
Yeah, it's especially with the back of the gantry.
Yeah, I don't know if the camera can pick that up.
It's blown off.
Some architectural improvisation at the back of the gantry, currently being held up by an upright table. But we're safe. I mean, we think.
Also,
fingers crossed.
What might be worth mentioning is Southport have brought the big guns. They've brought one of these fancy cameras.
They have. They've got a VO. They've brought a little VO.
We've not seen one.
No, I think this is the first one that we've had. Certainly in the gantry.
The first time we've had a VO in the gantry.
Whilst we've been here, so it's going to be competing for camera quality alongside Quentin's trusty top of the range camera, which he's pinched a plug for. So hopefully the laptop doesn't die and we don't do another Warrington.
He's going to go get an extension lead though, so
we can trust him.
With a bit of luck, everything will be grand.
We can only hope so. But yeah, 5 minutes or so until we're set to kick off here at the Impact. The team, there's been a few sort of shuffles since we were last here. There's been some changes. Obviously, the big talking point being the goalkeeper situation with George Willis suffering an injury that's keeping him out of the side. We saw Jake Askew come in towards the sort of end of the autumn months and then into December, and then was replaced by a loanee from Derby, and most recently the current occupant of the gloves, David Robson, on loan from Rochdale. As the teams line up in the tunnel, we will run you through the teams. Should we go before they come out or as they come out?
As they come out.
As they come out is
to see some
nice.
new faces.
Yes, yes.
More importantly, we've been on a bit of a hiatus. I'm ready to see what we've got on the table since we've been gone. I understand the form hasn't been fantastic, but the Matty Vaughan factor's back.
Maybe with the lucky charms.
We were meant to be there on Friday and it was a win. I think just the aura alone.
Yeah, the thought that we were supposed to be there.
Got the we were going. Said we'd go going. Everything was grand, and then I crocked my ankle on Tuesday evening, and I couldn't walk, let alone drive an hour to a football match. So I firmed it. Left one. Yep. That one.
Yep. Don't unplug us, please. Well, as things stand, the state of play in the table. Well, the teams now take to the pitch relatively early. But as we said, we will now run you through the teams as they exit the tunnel. Alfreton Town in their usual all-red strip. Starting in between the six, as we mentioned, David Robson on loan from Rochdale. And across the defence, Josh Claxton, David Solademi, the new arrival from Alfchurch, partnered by Max Hunt, and the full-back on the left-hand side. Oh, it actually looks like it could be something of a back three with some wing-backs, because Adam Anson starts in that defence as well. You reckon we'll have...
Solademi left back.
You reckon Solademi left back, so brought in from Alfchurch most recently, but to play on the left-hand side of the back line, where we've been so used to seeing Nathan Newell, who is on the bench today. In the midfield, we're looking at George Cantrell donning the armband, with Dwayne Wiley not starting the match. Liam Waldock alongside him as well, and Lewis Salmon and Jed Abbey, you'd imagine, would occupy the wide positions, with Jake Day up top through the middle. And on the bench, as we mentioned, Nathan Newell, Dwayne Wiley, new signing Kobe Hall on loan from Kidderminster, Billy Whitehouse and Jake Askew.
And for our visitors this evening, they have number 1, Christopher Renshaw in goal, 3, Jack Doyle, 4, Owen Lunt, 6, Nathaniel Knight Percival, number 7, Daniel Lloyd McGoldrick, number 9, Jamie Proctor, 14, Keenan Quanser, 15, Thomas Moore, 18, Sonny Hilton, 20, Luke Carroll Burgess, 25, and Captain Daniel
Phyllis Kirk.
Phyllis Kirk, yeah. It's right on the line. I couldn't see half the word. On the bench as well is the number 2, Matthew Thompson, number 8, David Morgan, 11, DR Angus, 23, Jack Stafford, and 28, Connor Evans.
Well, as we've read those teams out to you, we have seen the two captains meet at the centre circle with the referee, and there has been a kick-off switch. So Alfreton will be shooting from our left to right towards the open stand behind that goal in the first half, as opposed to the usual second half. And it looks like we might get underway slightly early here at 7:42. Both the teams are ready, and the referee looks prepared to get things underway.
I think it's worth mentioning about the referee as well. 4 red cards in his last 7 games.
I believe, yeah. So we could be seeing some card-happy action now. And there we go. The referee blows his whistle for kick-off, and we are underway here at the Impact. Southport take the kick-off, having won that coin toss, immediately going from right to left. Alfred looking to step in. Back on the ball straight away, cleared up towards Jake Day on the right-hand side. Sent straight back to the back line. Proctor manages to win a free kick, and the referee gives that decision quickly, but it looked like the right one.
Yeah, I think Max Hunt he stepped up. There was no intent. He stepped up to try and intercept the ball, but in the process, he had no choice but to go through Sonny Hilton and just completely wiped him out, and that resulted in the ball turning over and the referee making a fairly easy decision. Yeah,
didn't look too controversial, but we're seeing Hilton and Lloyd stand over the free kick, but Hilton pushes him away, probably about 30 yards from goal. The number 18 standing over this one. Southport adopting positions at the back post. 3 players there in yellow. As he delays the kick, in it goes. Cleared away by Max Hunt, well high into the air. Taken down well by Lewis Salmon on the left-hand side. Looks to make something of it. Thinks he's won a throw, but it goes the way of the visitors. Right in front of the Alfreton bench, they are expecting the linesman to flag the opposite direction to the way he did, but Southport will have the opportunity to throw the ball into a more advanced position. In it goes, and they look to go direct immediately over the top, but that one's going to roll out straight away for a goal kick. David Robson will be afforded time to take. Yeah, something that I was going to touch on just before kick-off. I thought we'd have more time than we did, but we started slightly ahead of schedule. The state of play in the league at the moment, Alfreton Town sit in 11th place in the table on 40 points, 7 behind 7th, behind the playoff places. That's currently occupied by Derbyshire rivals Buxton, where we most recently played. Southport down in 16th on 33 points, with 1 extra game on Alfreton. So 27 played for Alfreton, 28 for Southport. So Alfreton do have the chance to go within 4 points of the playoffs tonight. That Robson goal kick goes all the way up, finds Lewis Salmon, who prods it through for Jed Abbey into the area, gets his shot away on his left foot, and it creeps wide of the right-hand post. Alfreton players and fans behind the goal demand a corner from the referee, but to their disbelief, he awards the goal kick. And that was really from back to front as swiftly as you can get, really. It was flicked on by Jake Day, found the feet of Lewis Salmon, who took it down on his right foot, prodded it through to Jed Abbey through the legs of a defender. with his left foot, looked to go across the face of goal. And it looks like, well, they believed it was saved by the goalkeeper, that he got a touch, but the referee and the linesman disagree, much to the...
Jed Abbey still fielding his complaints as well, trying to talk to the fourth official, but he can have no complaints. Whether the goalkeeper saved it or not, you have to bury that. There's no pressure on him. The goalkeeper's coming off his line, but he's there well before him. He's got no defenders around him. He just has to find the gap, and he's got plenty of time and space to do it, and he can't find it. So you might feel they should have had a corner, but we should have had a goal there very early on. But a huge credit to Lewis Salmon as well.
Great work to find the through ball. Well, Southport looking to come forward themselves down the left-hand side. The fullback forced to check back into his midfielder. Owen Lunt drops it back to the defence. And Southport now take their time on the ball. Phyllis Kirk, the captain, with it on the left-hand side, just inside the Southport half, as they wait to clip one over the top towards Proctor, but it's headed away only as far as Proctor, knocked back out wide towards the winger Lloyd McGoldrick, but he can't fashion anything there. And that one rolls out for a goal kick.
It looks like Southport are going to try and keep their play out on the wide areas. They're employing either a 5-2-3 or a 3-4-3, however you want to look at it. They're starting with a 5, and then the wing-backs are pushing up into the wide areas. They want to play out wide, double up on the full-backs with the wing-backs and the wingers.
Well, we've seen the number 7, Lloyd McGoldrick, on both the right-hand side and the left-hand side already in the early stages here, so it looks like there might be some sort of interchangeable positions going on as Robson takes this goal kick into the Southport half, headed forward by a yellow shirt. And Max Hunt's happy to see that one out for the throw. Claxton strides over and prepares to take this one. You'd imagine down the line as we see Jake Day and Lewis Salmon ready themselves on the right flank.
Yeah, it looks like the two behind the striker are really sitting just behind him as well. They're staying narrower, out of possession, but when Southport are getting the ball, one of them will drift wide and look to support. I think the way to counter that as well for Alfreton is you want to force Southport into the middle on that too. You've got the numbers advantage in the middle. You've got Lund, Cantrell in there. They're going to be able to, Waldock as well, sorry. You're going to have the 3 in there to their 2. If you can force them inside, that's where you're going to be able to nick the ball back them high up the pitch.
Well, that throw-in is headed out for a throw in a slightly more advanced area, and this time we see Adam Lund ready himself for the first of many long throws into the box, and there it goes. It's flicked on at the front post, falls to the feet of Solodemi, laid off for Waldock. Tries to strike it on his right foot, but it's closed down immediately. Solodemi looking to make something of it, though, puts in a challenge. Unfortunately, kept in play by Southport, though. Proctor cleared only as far as Hunt, though. Looks to try and clip it back into the area towards Salmon, who does win the header, but that one's not going to be too much problem for Christopher Renshaw to collect.
Yeah, very surprised Salmon wins that header against Phyllis Kirk as well. He should have no problem beating to someone of Salmon's stature to the ball in the air, but great determination from Salmon.
Well, Lord McGoldrick clips this one over to the left-hand side with a switch to Proctor. Southport with possession in the wide area, go back into the middle with Phyllis Kirk, who's inverted into the centre of the pitch now, as opposed to the wide flank where we saw him recently. Is Doyle looking to get beyond Abbey to the feet of Proctor, laid back for his centre-back Thomas Moore. And he gets it back from the right back, swung back across to Knight Percival. Southport look like they're happy to maintain possession in their own half and wait for that opening to present itself with some off the ball movement, sorry. And that one's clipped over the top by the fullback, and the linesman's flag goes up immediately. Luke Halberg is disagreeing with that decision, but the flag was up straight away. Didn't seem to be any doubt in the official's mind about that one being offside. It's just outside the area that Alfreton will be able to take this free kick and relieve some pressure.
Thank you for the welcome back, Alan. It's good to be back. Welcome back to the stream
welcome
as
back
well.
To the stream, yeah.
Semester has started again for the Union, therefore the streams have started again.
Absolutely. Robson taking this goal kick far forward up towards the edge of the opposition area, but Southport do get it clear. Proctor lays this one off to Hilton. Tries to return the pass down the line. And the Southport man looked to take a big touch to get beyond Adam Anson, but that one rolls out for a throw eventually. It took a little while before it actually did roll beyond the line, but Anson was there to shepherd it off, and Solodemi looks like he's going to be the man to take the throw on that far side.
Worth mentioning as well, Anson getting a start against his former side.
And Solademi, a man that we've... this is the first time that we'll have seen him play live, but someone that we've heard rave reviews about making that jump from Alfchurch, and by the accounts that we've heard has made that jump seamlessly. And Southport look to come back forward with the ball through Proctor. Solademi puts a challenge in. It's going to ricochet, unfortunately, though, and Southport have the ball inside the area. Hilton up against Lund. Lays it off and the cross comes in, but it's a weak one. Cleared away by Adam Anson at the front post. And Liam Waldock couldn't make his way towards that one. And Southport back in possession with Knight Percival. Clipped over towards the right wing. Away by Solademi. Phyllis Kirk looks to put it back into the final third. And Solademi just gets that one as clear as he can, but it's going to stay in play. Jed Abbey gets a head onto it. Solademi for the third time in about 15 seconds gets that one clear. Jake Day brings it down on his thigh, lays it off to Jed Abbey inside his own half. Solademi again looks to go down the line towards Day. Just a bit short though. Ball now with Proctor inside the centre circle for Southport. Looking to twist and turn, and some great feet to maintain the ball and lay it off to a teammate. Knight Percival comes across to the left-hand side. Ball over the top for Burgess. He's in space inside the area now, looks to lay it back towards Proctor, who gets his shot away, but the door slammed shut by a combination of Max Hunt and Adam Anson, and it trickles through eventually to David Robson, who doesn't have to pick it up yet, and I think he knows that. He's going to wait until Proctor walks within the sort of radius of him before he picks it up.
You can see in Southport's build-up, when they are getting trapped on that inside, it's a touch and back to the centre half, so they're not afraid of recycling that play, going back and trying to find space in the wide areas. And actually, when they're coming into the midfield and they're dragging out a midfielder, they're then taking that opportunity to play long into a channel where they...
Ooh, it's a bit of a poor back pass from Knight Percival, who was put into that position from the goal kick. It took a bounce, and Jake Day bullied his way to the ball, essentially, kind of put his body in front of the man. Didn't even need to go for the header. His presence was enough to put him off, and he knocked one over the top of the defence, looking for Salmon, and it eventually rolled through for Knight Percival, and he's laid it back to his goalkeeper with a little bit too much heat on it, and he's forced to try and slide to keep it in, and eventually Renshaw knocks it out for a corner, which Waldock prepares to take. A right-footed delivery from the right-hand side. In it goes to the back stick. Renshaw off his line quickly, gets something on it to tip it away outside the area, but still in possession for the Reds. Solademi looks to get across it on his right foot, away at the edge of the area and out for a throw for Adam Lunt to take. And that was a brave decision from the goalkeeper to come off his line there. Looked like he might not get the touch that he wanted on it, but the fingertips were just enough to kind of steer it away from a red shirt.
Yeah, he came a long, long way, and that's always dangerous territory as a goalkeeper. If you come in the long way, you've got a lot of bodies to get through.
Well, Adam Land opts to go short from this throw towards Jed Abbey, who twists and turns, gets his cross in left-footed towards the back post, but it's over everybody in that box. Liam Waldock picks it up, though, on the right-hand side, looks to recycle it back to Claxton inside the Alfreton half. Immediately back diagonally long towards the box, headed away by a Southport man. Waldock trying to keep it alive. He's battling with the number 4, Owen Lunt. And Lunt does get around him, but has a little bit too much pace on the ball, and it trickles out for a throw. Adam Lund will relish the opportunity to take. He's dismembering the kind of layout of the ad boards. We've already had one chucked out of the way, and there's another one that's made a bit of room for him.
Yeah, Lund didn't seem too stressed about stopping that going out. He's clearly not heard of the long throw.
Well, and it goes cleared away at the front post by Southport, only as far as the edge of the area though for Cantrill. Can he get a shot away? He does, but he doesn't quite get the desired connection. Straight out for a goal kick that time from the captain today.
Don't know why he bothers, he never scores.
Well, it's worth noting as well, as Adam Lund looked to take that first throw in, he kind of walked over and towards the kind of strip of mud and dirt that's just outside the pitch, he kind of chalked his hands as if he was some kind of power lifter before he took the throw, before launching it into the area. Didn't see it from him that time, but maybe he's comfortable with the grip he has on the ball now. And goal kick from Renshaw, direct and driven, but not in the field of play, and it does bounce out of the ground.
Not having an evening he'd want to have so far after few communicated back pass, and now sending one straight out from a goal kick. It's been a poor 2 minutes or so for the goalkeeper. Yeah,
I think he was sold a little bit short by that back pass in the first place, but yeah, looked to atone for that error by dealing with the corner and then taking that goal kick straight out of play. Although the throw from Alfreton immediately a free kick is awarded to Southport inside their own half for a bit of a push and a shove, nothing major. The referee keeping his cards in his pockets for now. Renshaw looks to take the ball a little bit further backwards. Someone's popped in the chat, but unfortunately they've had a message redacted, so Billy's thought twice about that. Renshaw drills that one in towards Burgess on that wing, and Southport want a corner. They feel that Jed Abbey got a touch as he looked to control that, but he sort of pulled out of it before he went to control the ball, and the referee's happy to award that goal kick. Not as many protests as we saw for the desired corner early on from Jed Abbey's shot, so I think that tells you that it probably wasn't all that likely to be given anyway. But Robson lines up this goal kick on the right-hand side of his 6-yard box. Forward it goes. It's towards Abbey. Looks to flick and spin it around the corner, but the Southport back line collect that one easily. Proctor lays it out wide for Lloyd McGoldrick. Looks to clip it inside and over the top, but too much power on that one. Straight out for another goal kick. So we'll rinse and repeat.
Yeah, really trying to find that space in between the back line and the goalkeeper. Southport just looking to clip it over the top time and time again now.
Yeah, I think we've noticed when the ball has been in the centre, it's been Proctor, the number 9, dropping in and kind of being the man to pick the ball up. And, you know, even if he's not holding it up, he's kind of distributing it immediately. But we saw the very quick feet from him inside the centre circle, where he turned back on himself 2 or 3 times and then a little chop to lay it off to a teammate. As the goal kick goes long, headed powerfully forward by Thomas Moore. Alfreton looked to put it back where it came from, but it's now with Lloyd McGoldrick. Plays a little 1-2 with his teammate. Looks to make it a 1-2-3, but that one rolls out for a throw just in front of the Southport bench. And Adam Lund fancies himself from this sort of range, as we all know. Although we've seen 2 long throws and 1 go short so far. Don't know how many more there'll be and how many more we'll be able to keep count of. But
it's going to come back to Clacky.
Yeah, Clacky's got himself in space. Lloyd McGoldrick is there to kind of mark that short option. So Lund goes long into the area towards Hunt, headed away only as far as Solademi. Tries the shot on his left foot, but it's closed down immediately, and Southport look to clear their lines. Don't get it any further than Solademi, though. Lays it out wide for Jed Abbey. On the left-hand side, left-footed cross in towards the goalkeeper, and Jake Day managed to get there first. Diverts it only out for a goal kick, though, but I think he was right to gamble on that one, because if he leaves it, it's going straight into the gloves of Renshaw. So just thought he'd make him think about it, maybe potentially win a corner, but in that instance just bounced off of his knee for a goal kick, which Renshaw will be thankful for. Southport positioned themselves on the right-hand side of the pitch from their perspective. Renshaw takes, and once again the goal kick goes straight out of play. Stays in the ground this time, but that's not much cop for the team. It's gone straight out for an Alfreton throw inside their own half, just between the halfway line and the home dugout. Lundy will be taking this one. Solademi relieved of his duties for now. And long it goes over towards Jake Day. Gets a flick onto it. Liam Waldock picks it up on the corner of the box. Though he's dispossessed, Cantrell battles to win it back. Finds the feet of Waldock once again. And there's a lot of scrapping on that left-hand side for the ball. And the linesman's flag did go up, and the referee awards an offside, and I think that's just going to be from when Cantrell ran around the back line to try and win it back. And I'm guessing that he's judged that Waldock has essentially played it to him before he's won the ball, and in doing so has given it to a man in an offside position. And that's enough for the linesman to raise his arm.
Yeah, well, the last time Waldock touched the ball with his foot, Cantrell was in an offside position, and he came from that position to win the ball back.
Yeah,
that's ultimately what's going to get you penalised. Even
if he didn't, I think you can make the argument that he was interfering anyway. But that goal kick this time does stay on the pitch from Renshaw. Though the Reds have the ball back, and Lewis Salmon felt like he got an arm to the face from Lunt there, and I think he's probably got a case to make, but the referee's either missed it or elected not to give the foul. Waldock has it though, lays it inside for Adam Lund. Now over to Jed Abbey on the left-hand side, about 20 yards from goal, looks to make errands into the box, and his cross on his left foot goes over everybody, straight out for a Southport throw on the right-hand side, right by the corner flag. So a tricky position to get out of.
Just seemed to put his head down there, Jarabi, and kind of run at his man. He didn't get his head up and see who was in the box or where he was going. Just shifted it onto his left and swung. There was no one there, and it was massively overhit.
No, I think he did well to beat the man, because I think it's the kind of position where he got going. He had that sort of pace behind him and just looked to get the cross in immediately. But as you say, even if there was somebody at the back post, I'm not sure if that would have reached them. And Southport clear their lines from that throw, but it's going to roll straight through to Robson. And the man in blue is going to take his time before picking the ball up, making his decision. Let the team regroup into their shape. And Robson, side volley up towards Jake Day. Does his best to flick it on. It bounces. Lewis Salmon wins that header, but it's away by Knight Percival. Claxton does well to see that one out for an Alfreton throw, and you already know who's coming over to take it. There we go, a little chalk of the hands from Adam Lund.
He's going to have mud all in his fingernails.
Something that we've not seen before, but I guess because it's dry now, rather than the soggy mud that was kind of over there around December time.
Just caking him some wet hands in there.
Lundy takes in towards the area, flicked on at the front post, but away eventually by Southport. Cantrell looking to keep it alive, and does so. Finds the feet of Max Hunt. It's a heavy touch, but out wide it goes on the left to Solidemi. Clipped into the area. Anson looks to get a flick on it. Southport clear their lines outside of the box. Solidemi again finds Abbey on the left wing. Sizes up his man. Another left-footed cross. This time it does find the feet of Jake Day with his back to goal. Looks to twist and lay it off to Adam Anson. I think it was the right idea, but a little too much on the pass. And that one rolls out for a goal kick. He's in a tricky position there, Day.
I would have really liked to have seen him just lay it off to Waldock on the edge of the box. He had a bit of space.
Waiting, wasn't he?
It was a good pass. Waldock could have struck that first time, and you know what he can do when he's on the edge of that box. He finds, a lot of goals from there if he can take a touch, set himself, and have a go.
Yeah, he loves a strike from that sort of range. Liam Waldock, but Jake Day opted against that. Tried the sort of intricate layoff to Adam Anson, who was making the overlap inside the area, but
yeah, it wasn't a bad idea. He put too much lift on it. He kind of flicked it up for him, Jake Day. Anson, centre half, with a nosebleed there, thinking, a volley, Jake.
Maybe not. It's Phyllis Kirk in the centre of the park for Southport, maintaining possession as they look to go down the left-hand side, but that one's overhit. And Claxton happy to deal with that one. Knock it back to his goalkeeper, Robson. Takes the touch and clears. Waldock flicks that one through to Jake Day, tries to get it under control. The backspin takes it away from him. Southport have it back though. Here's Lloyd McGoldrick, who's migrated over to the left-hand side. He's up against Claxton now, approaching the area. Left-footed cross towards the back post. Hilton does well to get ahead to it and keep it alive, but that one loops into the gloves of David Robson, who's seen a lot of action so far with the ball in his hands, but hasn't really had to make a proper diving save to keep a shot out. But he's seen more of the ball than some players so far, that's for sure. Yeah, Rochdale Loney.
Probably ideal as well for a goalkeeper. You're not facing shots, but you're still in the game. It keeps you focused. It keeps you ready and on your toes.
Oh, that ball goes up towards Jake Day and it's flicked on. Kept in play by a Southport man, headed forward towards Salmon. Knight Percival hacks that one away towards the centre.
I think Solidemi blinded by the floodlights.
Yeah,
there.
But he battled well and maintained the ball. Liam Waldock now with it on the left. He's come out there from midfield, tries to turn his man, wins the throw from the tackle that's coming from Hilton, directly in front of the Southport dugout. Liam Waldock chucks that one to the number 4, Adam Lund, who will prepare his torpedo throw into the area. Once again, Claxton sits back on the halfway line. Cantrell a little further forward. Every other red shirt inside the box. Adam Lund's throw towards the front post, aimed at Hunt, but cleared away by Southport, and Solidemi went into a little bit of a harsh challenge there on Hilton, and I think the referee was right not to hesitate to award that free kick inside the visitors' area.
Yeah, intent on the ball, but it was just a little bit hard. Like, he went in a bit too hard. He went in a bit kind of gung-ho.
Bit hard and a little bit late as well. The ball had gone. But I think the referee sees that there's no malice in it, so it was didn't go over and speak to him. Isn't dishing out the cards just yet. So maybe we not to jinx it, but maybe we won't see a 5th red card in 8 games for our match official tonight. That goal kick won by Claxton. Bit of head tennis in the midfield, and Cantrell comes through to nearly nick it. Jake Day prods it back through for Cantrell, tries to lay it off for Waldock, and he will get there. Left-footed strike! And it's just wide of the right-hand side post, almost mirroring that earlier shot from Jed Abbey. A little bit more placement had to be put on that one, though, because the pass from Cantrell wasn't as he desired. It kind of got stuck in the mud. Either that was the ball or his foot, but Waldock did well to collect it and still make something of it. I think he just wanted that to kind of arrive on his right foot to strike, but he's had to take the touch on his right, move it onto his left, and he shifted it inside the area. Does manage to get the shot away, but it just trickles wide of the far post. And another let-off for Southport. 2 big chances in this game so far for the Reds.
Yeah, it's really poor is what it is. We have to score from that type of scenario. You know, you're breaking through. Cantrell initially does really well to flick the ball away. Jake Day gets it. Cantrell gets it back. He should go himself. He's got time. He's got space on the edge of the box. It's on his right foot. And he lays it off to Waldock in what was a kind of half-assed P pass that just didn't make it. And then Waldock takes it onto his left foot, and he should finish it as well. Waldock, he had the opportunity to make up for that poor decision by Cantrell, and he kind of, instead of setting himself, he snatches at it early on his left foot.
Yeah.
He could, take another small little touch, set himself right and strike it with his laces. And instead he kind of scoops his left foot around the ball, and he scoops it too much, and that's why it trickles far of the post. But it's the second time Alfreton have been in such a good position, and they have to score, and they waste the chance.
Well, Alfreton will look to build from the back. Make another opportunity. Max Hunt sends this one diagonally towards Jed Abbey. Won by a Southport man. Adam Lund does intercept it, though. Solidemi does his best to keep it in, but that's going to see its way out for a Southport throw. And Jim Bentley hands the ball over to his man on the right-hand side. I haven't seen if they've got an equally as long distance throw as Adam Lund, but I highly doubt it. And the referee's blown his whistle, and he's going to have a chat with somebody here, I think. Speaking to Adam Anson, or is it a Southport man?
I think it
might be the bench.
Yeah, it's someone on the bench.
I'm not sure what that was about, but he went over, sort of stood between Lloyd McGoldrick and Jed Abbey, and then that seemed to be the end of it. Didn't properly go over to the dugout. Southport do take this throw down the line, headed back forward by Abbey. Jake Day trying to make something of it, brings it away from his man.
Fantastic.
Lays it off for Claxton. Tries to send it out wide towards Lewis Salmon, who has a man on his back, but he does well to control it. Lays it off eventually back to Max Hunt. The Reds have men over on the left now. Hunt does find one of them in Jed Abbey. Touch on his left foot. Can he get the cross in? He does. Cleared away to the edge of the area by Southport. Adam Lund trying to rescue it. Tries to lay it off for Claxton, but a bit too much on it. And Southport clear their lines for now. Oh, Adam Lund intercepts it, but it's unfortunate. And it drops to Hilton, who's driving at Adam Anson now. Taking the ball forward for Southport. Lays it off for Lloyd McGoldrick. Manages to knock it back to his man. And it's a great finish. It's a great counter-attack from Southport. And it's eventually Owen Lunt who gets on the end of it to find the back of the net. An improvised sort of layoff from Lloyd McGoldrick. The ball came to him on the edge of the area, and it looked like it was too short, and he was stretching to get there. But managing to just about put enough on it to find the number 4, Owen Lunt. And he comes onto it with his left foot. Robson gambles, dives to his near side on the left. Lunt just puts it in the opposite corner, and I think it's safe to say it's against the run of play, but the visitors have the lead here at the Impact. Southport lead 1-0.
Well, that's exactly what happens when you don't take brilliant chances. 2 absolutely golden chances for Alfreton gone to waste, and you give Southport 1 sniff. It's the first time they've properly come forward on the counter-attack, and they do not waste it. It's fantastic interchangeable play, but what I'm looking at there from that goal is why doesn't Max Hunt tell Adam Lund to leave it? Max Hunt is going to come, even if his player brings that down, Hunt is most likely going to take that ball off him. Lundy runs back in, he tries his best.
Ooh. Oh, it's gone the other way.
You're having a giggle, ref.
Well, in the midst of that explanation, Alfreton go direct from the kickoff, and it's found its way to Liam Waldock just inside the area, right in the corner of the box. And Liam Waldock raises his foot, takes the touch, gets the ball, gets there first, and a Southport man clatters into him, puts them both on the deck, and the referee, whilst the Alfreton fans thought for a couple of seconds that he was going to be pointing to the spot after blowing his whistle, he's pointed the opposite direction and giving Southport the free kick, penalising Liam Waldock for a high foot. And I think it's one of those where, where do you draw the line? Because he's got his foot up there and he's won the ball, and the man's clattered into him. Admittedly, his leg was high, but if he's winning the football before the man gets there...
Well, he's flicked it over him as
yeah,
well.
he's flicked it over him and he's been clattered. You know, it's not as if the defenders had to duck to sort of put his head there, which is maybe where Alfreton would have more of a case, but I think they'll have some right to feel hard done by that decision as well.
Well, they can't feel hard done by. Them players on the pitch can't feel hard done by because that's a dive. He's been watching Mika Richards.
Solademi putting on his best impression of Mika Richards, to win the free kick from Proctor. I think he, it is still technically a foul because Proctor's got his feet outstretched towards the ball and he hasn't won the ball and he's tripped Solademi, but I think he probably could have evaded it. But
he's done his best to sell it. Yeah,
nonetheless, buys Alfreton a little bit of a break for the free kick. The referee just having a chat with Proctor. I think he knows that was not a malicious challenge, that's for sure, but free kick is the right decision. Robson standing over it inside the Alfreton half. Every man on the pitch inside the Southport half. We've got Adam Anson, Max Hunt, Lewis Salmon and Jake Day all on the right-hand side of the high line from Southport. Forward it goes from Robson over towards the kind of centre, headed away on the edge of the box. Claxton looks to send it back forward, flicked on by Hunt, brought down by Day. Hunt looks to try it from outside the area, but it's shut down immediately. Hunt now playing it through to Jake Day, looks to shift it onto his right foot and it's blocked. The linesman, flag goes up straight away as soon as the shot came in, whether that's for an offside or Liam Muldock handling the ball with his arm as it came to him. The referee...
I think he's give offside.
I think he's give offside, his arm's in the air, so I'm not too sure what the actual offside was for. Jake Day got it from Hunt outside the box, kind of got to the right-hand side, looked to shift it onto his right foot, and he did manage to get the shot away. And there was a block in there from a Southport player in the crowd of bodies. But immediately the linesman's flag went up, so that put an end to any excitement. Renshaw's goal kick stays on the field this time, flicked on by Proctor. It's going to run straight through to the back line though. Anson just knocking it back for Robson. It wasn't going to make its way into the box on its own, so a helping hand from the centre half. Robson carries it outside of his area, takes it and slips over to the left-hand side. It's headed forward by a Southport man. Solademi misjudges that one, and Proctor looks to set Lloyd McGoldrick free on the right-hand side. It's a good challenge, though, from Adam Anson to come across and win the ball. And Lloyd McGoldrick just blocks him off as it runs out for a throw, but that's a recovery challenge that was absolutely necessary. Solademi looked to win a header by the halfway line, misjudged it.
I think he's struggling with the lights.
He went flying over it into the ground, so Anson had to atone for that error.
Yeah, he must be struggling.
It's happened before already, hasn't it?
He's gone up and he's missed the ball by absolute miles. And I genuinely don't think he can misjudge the ball that badly.
Naturally, yeah.
Naturally, he must be blinded by the floodlights.
Well, Solademi does step in to clear that one away, send it out for another Southport throw. There's another ball outside the ground. Pam's going to have to get her walking shoes on.
But I can, attest it is really hard with the floodlights. I've played, midweek games under lights before. You play, even training under floodlights. That ball goes in the air and you lose it very easily.
Well, Lunt looking to keep this attack alive for Southport, and a challenge comes in from Hilton as Cantrell look to clear it, but I think that one's going to stay in play. It is. The number 8's come across, and Phyllis Kirk, a battle of the captains there, as Phyllis Kirk is forced to just knock that one out for a throw. Didn't want to fly in, didn't want to do anything silly. Probably could have tried to keep it in play, but I think made the smart decision to buy his side some time, because once the ball goes out for a throw, I think they know what's coming. Adam Lund has time now to line this one up. Lots of red shirts in the area, the usual suspects. Adam Lund, though, goes short towards Jed Abbey. Finds him on the right-hand side by the area, laid back to Lund. Right-footed cross first time towards the back post, headed away by Southport. I think Solademi's going to be happy to let that one run for a throw on the opposite side, which Adam Lund is going to jog across the field to take. As we approach what would be the half-hour mark, but I think we're probably nearer the sort of 35th minute, because we started a little bit early.
3 minutes early.
Adam Lund with the throw from the left-hand side, flicked on by Max Hunt. It's a good flick, and Lewis Salmon does his best to get there, but it's cleared away by the visitors, and Lloyd McGoldrick does get there first ahead of Waldock, and Southport might look to break again here. Over to Lunt on the left-hand side, but Cantrell comes across. Does well to get his body in front of the man and win the ball. Knocks it back for Claxton, who clears. Up towards Day. Knight Percival beats him to it, though. Jed Abbey looking to make something of it still. Knight Percival with a brave challenge. And Liam Waldock with an even braver one to win it back for the Reds. Laid off to Adam Lund here. Solidemi on the left-hand side. Looks to cross it himself from deep. Knight Percival gets a flick on that. He wants a foul. The referee disagrees. It goes out for a throw, which Claxton has his hands on, but I don't think he will for very long.
He's just giving Lundy a chance to chalk his hands.
Well, the referee has blown his whistle to halt the play for now, as the number 4 for Southport, Owen Lunt, has hit the deck outside the area, just sat on his bottom. The physio is waved on for the visitors. He's now rocking back, so I think he must have done something tracking back for that counter. I don't imagine it came in the exchange that he had with Cantrell, because that looked like a pretty fair challenge.
Yeah, he did come in quite strong, Cantrell, but there was no complaints from as that challenge went in, so it must be something after the fact, unless he's just felt it and thought
maybe it could be an impact thing.
I've got to go through and get until I get a chance to go down with us countering.
Well, I do think just at a glance, it looks like the physio might have signalled to the bench for a substitute for Owen Lunt, so it might be something more serious than we initially thought, and he's walking quite tentatively, not putting much weight on that foot. But yeah, the physio now walks him off, and I think
looks like his right foot.
Yeah, Southport might have to
maybe an ankle.
Play for 10 men for a little bit. Yeah, touchy subject.
Yeah, my ankle is actually killing me. I don't know if you noticed, I've been standing on one leg like a flamingo for parts of this. Just
well, Owen Lunt now taking a break on his walk off from the pitch, which fans and Alfreton players alike are voicing their displeasure for. And the referee, I mean, it's probably a bit rude to hurry him up, because it does look like he has hurt himself, and the substitute board is getting ready, and we will see the first change of the evening around the 40th or 35th, 40th minute mark. And here will come that change. Looks like it's going to be the number 8, David Morgan, to replace Owen Lunt.
He's got a new
the goal scorer.
Official. It's blinding.
Yeah, I was going to say, I had to really stare at that one for a minute.
It's like he's trying to land a plane.
Solidemi, I know your pain, mate.
Right now it's going to land at the impact in a minute if they see those lights.
Adam Lund having a conversation with a fan. He is wearing a scarf, so I don't know if he's loaned that to him to dry the ball. We've seen that before, but Southport now do have 11 men on the pitch, and Adam Lund is waved to take the throw. In it goes towards the front post. In a crowd of bodies, it drops into a dangerous area, but Hilton gets there first to avert any danger, but that dropped into an area sort of between the 6-yard box and the penalty spot, where it's just a matter of who's going to get there first. And unluckily for the Reds, it was a Southport man, Hilton.
That's what you're looking to do. Billy wants his side to get the ball into the area and ask them questions of teams. And when that ball bounces in that area, you've got to ask where our players to pounce on it.
Well, Lund takes the throw from the opposite side, and Proctor cleared at the front post. And Southport get beyond the Alfreton press. Here is Proctor, who's drove from outside of his own box, lays it off to Lloyd McGoldrick. He's going to have to improvise to keep that one alive. So the counter-attack ends as swiftly as it started, but Southport still have the ball. First touches for the substitute David Morgan in the centre of the park. He just knocks it back to Nathaniel Knight Percival. Gives it back to the substitute Morgan. And that's not as good a second touch as he looked to lay it off to Burgess, but that was a sloppy one straight into the feet of Max Hunt, who's just laid it back to his goalkeeper Robson on the edge of his own area. Now he's got plenty of time to pick an area to knock it into. It's towards Day. Flicked on beyond Knight Percival. I think it's actually come off his head and out for an Alfreton throw. It has. And that's been a battle that we've seen on multiple occasions so far. Jake Day against Nathaniel Knight Percival. And I think, to be fair to the Southport man, he's putting in a pretty good shift. He's had to put his head in sometimes where it hurts, because up against Jake Day it's going to hurt. But Adam Lund goes short from this throw to Jed Abbey again, inside the area now. Knocks it back to Lundy. That first time right-footed cross is closed down by Burgess and does go out for a corner. It was kind of difficult to tell from this angle if it's going to be a corner or a throw sort of right on the corner quadrant, but a corner it is. And Waldock comes on over to take it. We are going to need another new ball. I think that's 4 for the evening already.
Pam is furious. Should be on top of the ground looking for him.
Just expecting them at this point. Well, Liam Waldock places the ball down on the line of that quadrant. Alfreton Town adopting the kind of love train on the goal line. Corner drilled in towards Adam Lund at the front post, and it's flicked and not far wide at all. It was a weird sort of looping header glanced by Adam Lund. It looked like it could maybe nestle in the side netting on the left-hand side, but it does eventually roll out for a goal kick, and it's another opportunity for the Reds. They've certainly put more shots at Renshaw's goal than have been directed at Robson's, but the one that's been on target for Southport has found the back of the net. And I think that's just the story of the game so far in this first half. The referee whistling to Christopher Renshaw to just get a bit of a move on. And forward comes the goal kick. Lund looks to win it, but Proctor gets there ahead of him. Lloyd McGoldrick with some quick feet to keep the play alive. Laid off by Phyllis Kirk, and I think the referee didn't signal for the advantage, but has pulled the play back for Lloyd McGoldrick, winning the foul.
It's been about 30 seconds. You can't pull it back there, especially when you're not indicating that you're playing any
I think I was going to say
advantage at all.
I was expecting an advantage to be played because it did look like a foul on Lloyd McGoldrick, but the ball was laid off to Phyllis Kirk, who then dallied on the ball for a little bit before trying to lay it off. It was tackled, dispossessed, and only then did the referee whistle for the foul. Not too sure if I'm sure they have to indicate if they're playing advantage or not, because that speaks to the kind of psychology of the players. You'd imagine if you don't see him signal for advantage, you think it's probably free game to put a challenge in, but there you go. Free kick for Southport over on the right-hand side. They've loaded the box on the left, and that's where it'll go, towards Knight Percival, but Robson comes out well to claim that one. And he will
too quick
drop the ball out quickly to try and launch a counter-attack, but Jake Day wasn't up there yet. Headed forward by Southport. Waldock looking to put his foot in.
That hurt.
Win it back, and yeah, it looked like it hurt. Jed Abbey tries to lay it off for Cantrell, but it's a sloppy pass. And Southport do have possession back. Sent down the line by Jack Doyle. Won by Anson. And eventually clears his lines. Jake Day brings that one down on his chest, then his thigh. Knocks it out towards Claxon on the right. Looks to send a looping one over towards Salmon on the right wing. Phyllis Kirk with it now. Waldock felt he was fouled. Referee disagrees, but Adam Lund looks to maintain possession. Phyllis Kirk pinches it once more. Plays a good ball in towards Hilton. It's just ahead of him. Claxton forced to just poke a toe at it to intercept the pass, and was then pressured into playing it out for a throw by the on-rushing Luke Cowell-Burgess. And Southport will have that throw and a chance to keep some pressure up against the home side. As they'll probably look to go into the half with the lead. Sorry, go ahead.
It looks like we're not the only one who's been missing for 2 months. It looks like none of the lads have seen each other in 2 months. No one is talking to each other. Why there is no one telling Adam Lund he's got a man on his back about to put a challenge in? Because he's so casual about it. He looks like he obviously doesn't know there's a man on him. He's looking around trying to find his pass, and then he loses the ball. Well,
Southport's throw inside the area, headed away by Adam Lund. Out towards Doyle, though, gets the left-footed cross back in. It's a good one, but it's headed away by Max Hunt at the front post. Southport able to recycle possession back at the halfway line with Knight Percival. Left-footed pass out towards Doyle. Tries his best to keep that one in, but there was a bit too much steam on that one. Out for a throw, and the defender apologises to his fullback. Alfreton take the throw quickly to Max Hunt. Looks to go direct straight away towards Salmon. Tries to bring it down, wins the free kick. Phyllis Kirk had his arms around Salmon, and he went down as he looked to control it. I think that's happened a few times now, but that's the first time the referee's given it. It's probably on the softer side of the free kicks that we've seen so far.
His arms round his neck. It's not just over him, it's wrapped.
And I think it's something that the referee has, so far tonight, let that kind of thing go. But he's awarded the free kick for that one, and Waldock has come over to take it on the right-hand side. Lots of red shirts right on the edge of that box. Solademi, Hunt, Anson, Salmon and Day all in the area. Clipped in by Waldock on his right foot. Max Hunt trying to make something of it, but Adam Morgan gets there to clear it away for Southport. Cantrell looks to rescue it, but his touch takes the ball away from him.
What's wrong with Clacky there? Give him the ball.
Must have said something to him. Cantrell tries
Can't have
to
said anything to him.
keep it alive and play it back down the line, but his touch is heavy. Rolls out for a Southport throw right on the halfway line. I don't know if you can tell, but my calf is now cramping, which is nice.
2 flamingos.
Not just kind of dropping the shoulder every now and then. Southport look to line up the throw on that far side, just beyond the halfway line. Down the line it goes towards Proctor. It's won by Abbey, flicked on by Waldock. Jake Day looking to make something of it as well. Cantrell now. Straight through to the Southport back line, and Renshaw clears. Relieves the pressure for the visitors. Lewis Salmon tries to bring that one down. Cantrell steams in to win the ball back, and Alfreton thought they might have a foul, but play has to be stopped for a Southport man on the ground writhing in pain. Bit of a push and a shove between Cantrell and the substitute Morgan. A few handbags flying around now. All of the players getting involved in a bit of a scuffle. Physio has taken himself on for Southport. I'm not too sure what all the fuss is, but Cantrell just looked to, well, it looks like he's apologising to the player, but David Morgan didn't want to let him do that initially, and then the one man pushing another man turns into an entire team.
It looks like
pushing and shoving.
Proctor is the one who pulled Jake Day away from that and calm him down. I think he must be the only one who knows that. If he wanted to, he'd fill everyone in the pitch in.
Well, it was Jack Doyle, the number 3, that was on the ground initially, but he's back to his feet, and the physio heads back to the bench. So I'm not sure if this is going to be a free kick or a drop ball scenario. I think it's going to be the free kick because the referee pointed to the left as soon as he blew his whistle.
Oh, the balls were there.
But I'm not too sure what the decision's going to be.
I'm surprised the stoppage time board hasn't gone off.
No, I think we're probably nearing it now. It shouldn't be too long. And I don't know what's happening. The referee's now going over to speak to the goalkeeper, Christopher Renshaw, who's just kind of stood with the ball at his feet.
Oh, is they making a sub or?
And asks him for the ball.
What's going on?
I don't know, and he's given the drop ball inside the box for the goalkeeper to pick up. No, it's not a sub. Jack Doyle eventually is waved back on following his minor injury.
A goal.
And we will have the additional time board. Renshaw takes his time before sending that one up the pitch. Lloyd McGoldrick takes it down well.
2 minutes.
Laid off, out wide it goes towards Hilton. Oh, it's a good flick to get it beyond Adam Lund. But Adam Lund bullies him off the ball. Solademi clears into the home dugout. And was it 2 minutes, did you say?
Yeah, 2 minutes.
2 minutes of additional time to be played at the end of this first half. Alfreton trail by a goal to nil, have certainly had the chances to put the ball in the back of the net, but Southport only needed the one, and they were clinical on the break to take the lead. And as I think we've said, that is just the story of the night so far. Alfreton with the chances and with opportunities that look like they're going to nestle in the back of the net, but they just don't seem to. Southport just needed the one opportunity
don't get it twisted
to break the deadlock.
We've not been unlucky. We've been poor, and we've had the chances to be ahead in this game, and we've missed them. We've wasted really good chances. It's not one of them where, you know, we've lost games like the Spennymoor game where the freak goal, the ball just wouldn't quite drop in that game. And that was unlucky. We unluckily lost that game. We have not been unlucky tonight. We've been poor. Yeah,
and I think it speaks as well, the goal that Southport scored. Whilst it was a good move on the break, it was certainly preventable, as you mentioned, with the initial interception that went a little bit wayward.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Lundy gave the ball away and he did the right thing. He sprint back in to be the person to win it back, and he's tried to pick the ball out that's coming. It's coming from behind him. He's trying to take the touchdown, and he should leave it for Hunt, and Hunt should tell him as well. It's not, you know, he should leave it. Hunt should tell him and he should leave it. And instead, he's trying to touch it down, and instead of touching it down, he's got something on the ball, but it's got away from him, and he's taking it away from Hunt. And Southport had a lot to do from that situation.
Yeah, it was still a very good move from them.
They're getting the ball inside their own half, but a centre-half stepped up, and now a centre-half and Lundy are outside the game because Lund stopped to try and bring the ball down, and Hunt is running this way, and they're out the game, and they capitalised so well. And they had a lot to do. They played 3 or 4 really neat passes and left themselves with a golden opportunity, and they didn't waste it.
Well, Adam Lund with a throw into the box, what might be the last chance of the half for the Reds. It's flicked on by Max Hunt at the front post. Drops to the edge of the area, but the referee does blow his whistle for half time. Alfreton Town behind by a goal to nil. Southport with that nice goal on the break that we've just been discussing. But that is, as you've said, the story of the evening. Alfreton have had the chances, but they haven't taken them. Southport have, and they have. So the visitors lead by a goal to nil at the Impact. We will be coming back to you for the second half shortly, maybe a bit earlier than originally planned, because the game started slightly early. So
Well, he's blown it almost on.
I think he's blown it pretty much bang on half past. So keep an eye on your watches and your clocks. We'll be maybe earlier than expected on the comeback.
All right, thank you everyone for tuning in to the first half, and we'll catch you with the second half of action after the break.
There we go. Oh no. That wasn't supposed to happen. We might be live. There is a possibility that we are live.
Is he on? Oh.
I think we're back. Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah, I believe we are back. Okay, just in the nick of time.
I did a We Are Back dance.
For the for the second half here at the Impact Arena against Southport. Just a reminder, if you are just joining us, Southport lead the game 1-0, a goal from Owen Lunt on the counter-attack. A nice move from the visitors to take the lead. Alfreton have had a couple of chances in the first half, but were unable to take them. And beginning this second half, Alfreton shooting up the hill, an unfamiliar right to left from our perspective, so shooting towards the shed end in the second half. So we're seeing the usual home support migrate over to the little stand over there. And immediately an early chance for the Reds as Adam Lund launches a throw into the area, cleared away at the front post by Proctor. Adam Lund looks to shield that one in, tries to cross it and it's blocked, wins the corner. I think that was his intention as soon as it came back out to him, but positive start to the second half for the Reds. A bit of early dominance in the territory and a throw in and now a corner.
Love that you've learnt all the names of the stands, haven't you?
I have.
Shed end.
Well, that's the only one that I can remember.
What stand are we in?
I have it on my little stat pack on my laptop, but I think if I put that there, it would freeze because it's it does the job. It does the job, but it might not do it for much longer. I'm kind of going to let it try to crawl it out to the end until I graduate, and then I can sack it off.
We've seen the state of my laptop.
If it's not on charge, it dies. Well, Liam Waldock drills that corner into the front post towards Adam Lund. It's cleared away by a Southport man. Claxton is going to get there as the ball rolls back into the Alfreton half. Chooses just to knock it back to his goalkeeper, David Robson. Touches it out of his feet just beyond the D. Sends it along back towards Jake Day and Adam Anson, who stayed up from the corner. Comes back to Claxton though. Goes down that ever so familiar route, knocking it back to his goalkeeper, who can send it along himself. Anson looking to flick that one on, but it's cleared away. Hunt sends it back forward again. And Jake Day uses his body a little bit too much, according to the referee, to
looks like Jude Bellingham there
win that one. But yeah. Referee awards Southport the free kick there. Jake Day, adjudged to have used too much of his body there as he tried to kind of not necessarily bring it down, but just keep the ball bouncing ever so closer to the edge of the box. But it will be a Southport free kick for Christopher Renshaw to take about 25 yards from his own goal. And Southport look to position themselves on the left-hand side of the pitch. Left-footed free kick from the goalkeeper over towards Proctor. It's won by Hunt. Bit of ping-pong as Claxton looks to clear it, and it is going to bounce out for a Southport throw inside the Alfreton half, right by the away dugout, between that and the halfway line. Looks like it's going to be Jack Doyle to take it. He loops it down the line towards Proctor. It's cleared away by Claxton. Bit of head tennis in the midfield. Adam Lund and Phyllis Kirk exchanging a header each. And Jake Day looking to put an end to it, but it's cleared forward by the Southport back line. Hunt heads it back forward. And I'll continue to repeat myself as Adam Anson clears it away from a Southport clearance. And the ball might actually be on the floor for a bit now. Solidemi finds the feet of Jed Abbey. Keeps his feet. Tries to lay it back to Adam Lund, and Hilton gets the nutmeg on Solidemi, but Adam Lund came over to rescue it. And I think that's going to be a free kick to Southport.
It's ridiculously stupid.
Silly from Adam Lund as he's come away with the ball. He's done the right thing to kind of cover for Solidemi, win the ball back. And you thought for a second, he's turned and he's facing his goalkeeper. He might lay it off back to him or a centre half, but he's tried to turn back the opposite way again. And in doing so, the pressure has remained from Sonny Hilton. He's won the ball back, and Adam Lund knew that if he let him get away, a cross was going to come in. So he's taken the cynical route and just put him on the floor.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous from Lund there. He looked like he was doing the Cesaro swing with a player there. Just absolutely, he was never ever going to get away with that. Not right in front of the line, or.
Well, Lloyd McGoldrick lines up this free kick on the right-hand side by the corner of the box. It's going to be a left-footed delivery with pace and power into the box, and it's a header at the front post. Southport double the lead, and it's as simple as that. It's the number 15 for Southport, Thomas Moore, the centre-back. who heads it in right at the front post. It's been delivered on the goalkeeper inside that corridor of uncertainty. It's a good delivery, and the Southport man, Moore, gets there first to double the lead for the away side, and it just gets worse for the Reds.
Yeah, really put a restart to the half, and that's why you can't give teams, free opportunities to basically put the ball in your danger area. It was a stupid foul to give away, and that's the consequences of doing something. Solidemi, he had the ball. There was no need to give away that free kick. The way he's dragged him and swung him round, he was never going to get away with it. He gives away the free kick, and we've been punished. And this is ultimately the line drawn in this game now, is that we're not punishing Southport and they're punishing us. It's 2 mistakes that they've punished.
If we thought the first goal was preventable, the second certainly was. It's just a lapse in judgment and concentration. Adam Lund conceding that free kick, and it leads to his second for Southport. And if Alfreton didn't already have a mountain to climb, they certainly do now, with a 2-goal deficit to mount in the second half. And maybe I jinxed it by saying it was a positive start, winning that early corner, maybe be able to put some pressure on Southport, go straight up the other end and make it 2-0 on their own.
They just look so far apart from what I know, from what I've seen in the past, the way that the 11 lads on the pitch, they look like a team. They look, they know each other, and that's an advantage Alfreton have always had, because they have a high player retention rate for this level of football.
Yeah,
they keep players on for longer than most. Players usually get 1-2 year deals max because they move on all the time, and that's not been the case for the Alfreton players. Since Billy Heath has come in, but they look like they need to go bowling or something together. You know what I mean? Like they need to go out.
A big Sam holiday. Well, Southport back line with the ball at their feet. Knight Percival lays it back to his goalkeeper Renshaw, who clears it upfield towards Sonny Hilton, who's been a bit of a live wire in the attack for the visitors this evening. And the ball's sent over the top, towards Burgess. And I think he's just about misjudged that one, and it's bounced off the back of his head and gone behind him, because outside of that was a great bit of play from Southport. Solidemi looking to clear the ball away towards Jadabi, takes the touch, knocks it inside beyond Morgan. Good bit of play from the winger into Cantrell, laid off to Lund. He's forced into the feet of Abu, back to Solidemi, and then hooked forwards, looping towards Jake Day. It's a tricky one for the back line to deal with. Knight Percival has to dive in, and he makes a great challenge, it has to be said, on Liam Waldock. And Southport come away with it now, progressing towards the halfway line. Proctor finds himself in a wide position on the left as he progresses the ball into the Alfreton half, but Adam Lund does intercept, and then it's a late challenge from Adam Lund. The game just looks to be getting away from Alfreton now. It's a booking for Adam Lund. He got the foot in, and then you're expecting one of the centre halves to kind of step up and take that one away from him.
That's what I mean about the togetherness. They don't look together. They look like individuals.
It was a lazy challenge in the end from Adam Lund, and it was late. The ball had gone.
No one has taken charge there. Lundy shouldn't be going for that ball. I mean, he's intercepted the first one, but the ball's not closest to him. I see 3 players there close at the ball, and none of them took charge of that situation. And then all of a sudden, it looked like Burgess was just going to nick in and have a run at the back line. And Lundy's had to throw himself in there.
Yeah,
he's got himself
had to do it.
Give away a free kick, and now it's another chance for Southport to. Well, they're going to shoot from it. It's too central to be able to swing in or float in. They're going to have to test Robson from this kind of position, probably 25 yards from goal.
Looks like it's going to be the left foot of Jack Doyle to take this one. He does strike it straight into the wall though, and Jake Day gets the press on straight away. Fired back to Knight Percival inside his own half, and he controls it, clears it up towards the Southport man, pokes around the corner by Moore, the recent goal scorer. They
just look better. Southport, the way the little flicks around corners to each other, they seem to know where each other are.
And it's something that the table certainly wouldn't tell you, because on paper, obviously before kick-off, we discussed Southport's record at the Impact, and it's not a nice one from their point of view, just 1 win in the last 15. But it looks like, as things are going so far, that's going to become 2 from 16 tonight. Goal kick sent long towards Jake Day. Just goes beyond him and out for a Southport throw.
I think one thing we've not spoken about is number 14 for Southport, Keenan Quansah. Is he related to Jarrell in any way?
Could be.
He looks like he could be.
Yeah, he's kind of got the same kind of build, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks like he could be a relative. A brother, a cousin,
Yeah,
uncle.
definitely. Definitely wouldn't surprise me. They're kind of built the same, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's not also a common name, is it?
No, that's true.
It's not like Smith.
Well, the ball's actually stayed in play on the left-hand side there, and Proctor has ended up getting the better of Max Hunt, who's put on the floor. And he tries to get a little bit too clever with the dribbling, and it trickles out for an often throw. The Alfreton fans, in fine voice behind the goal, not deterred by the scoreline, looking to motivate the side to make it back-to-back victories after what has been an unsavoury run for Alfreton with some losses at home, 3 straight home defeats. In the mix of that, there was the Derbyshire County Cup victory away at Ilkeston, but outside of that, it's just the lone league win against Farsley Celtic from Friday night.
And it's just foreign to feel like this. I mean, we nearly went a whole year.
I'm going to interrupt you because Lewis Salmon's laid it off to Liam Waldock inside the area, and the challenge does come in from Phyllis Kirk, the captain. Few cries for a penalty behind the goal, but it looked like a fair challenge from up here. He goes back to his goalkeeper. Sorry, you can continue.
It's such a foreign feeling to be playing like this at home. I mean, it wasn't that long ago where we were sat here on the commentary playing spinning wheel and we say, we've nearly got, we win this game or we don't lose this game. Our next game at home will have been a whole year since we last lost.
Yeah.
And it would have been to the day as well. Our next home game would have been a whole year since we last lost to Brackley at home, and it would have been Brackley again. And now they can't seem to buy a win.
No, well, Solodemi dispossesses Lloyd McGoldrick on the left-hand side of the box, cleared up towards Day. It's a good knockdown for Waldock. Tries to knock it over the top towards Salmon, and that one's just bounced kind of off of his shoulders, and it's cleared away by the left-back Doyle. Proctor raises his arm in that challenge with Max Hunt and gives away the free kick, which he's not happy about.
Yeah, he's going to get booked as well. I think
he is,
mainly for his reaction.
Yeah, I think the protestations coupled with the foul initially is what's earned him the yellow card there. Just the second booking of the evening, a first for a Southport player. And a free kick awarded to the Reds just inside their own half, right by the centre circle for David Robson to take. And lots of men on the left-hand side of the front line. All 3 tall defenders are up there alongside Jake Day. In goes the delivery. Jake Day tries to get the flick on, but he doesn't quite get there. And again, a few sort of half-hearted appeals for a penalty. Anson ended up on the deck, but I think that's just nothing more than a coming together between 2 players, and the referee is uninterested in that. And goal kick to Southport, which Renshaw prepares to take.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I'm really surprised Jake didn't get a connection there because there was no one preventing him.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to just nod it in, didn't he?
I didn't have the best view of it, but I don't know whether it was just a bit too far ahead of him, but it looked like he was just trying to make sure he didn't, peak too early and overdo it. And then he just completely underdid it. But that's what it looked like to me, but I didn't have a fantastic view.
Well, the goal kick from the Southport man comes long towards Solodemi, and I mean, to be fair, despite the scoreline and playing in the defence, he's been one of the brightest sort of sparks in this Alfreton team tonight. And it's a rare mistake from him as his header goes out for a throw, which Southport may look to capitalise on. Morgan putting his foot in there to win it back. Here's Burgess on the right-hand side, 35 yards from goal. Laid back towards Morgan, tries to clip it in behind for Lloyd McGoldrick, but Adam Lund does his best to try and deal with this one. He's going to be forced back to his goalkeeper. Now he clears it away to Waldock, probably the better decision in the end. Max Hunt, left-footed, clears that one away, and Jed Abbey isn't in that position, but he will sprint forward to put the pressure on the goalkeeper. Renshaw eventually clears it away though, unfazed. Max Hunt does win the header, but Southport maintain possession. Over to the left-hand side now with Burgess. Tries to cross it in for Hilton, and it's almost an own goal from Adam Anson. The ball's still alive for Southport though, laid back to Lloyd McGoldrick. Fakes to shoot on his left, gets it onto his right, crossed into the area, and eventually away by Hunt. Only as far as Morgan, who can't control it, and Cantrell tries to bring it away. A shot comes in from Morgan in the end, spilled by Robson initially, and then finally claimed. But yeah, Adam Anson did put in the challenge, and it looked like he was going to divert it into his own net, but it was one of those situations where if he doesn't get something on that, it's going to be a goal regardless with Hilton. So he's done the right thing.
He's done really well.
And he's actually done incredibly well to kind of divert it away from the goal too. And eventually, Alfreton do clear their lines after the shot
And
came in from the substitute Morgan.
just to explain my jeering as well, I mean, the Cantrell's got the ball and he's made himself the yard to clear it. And he's still dribbling on the edge of the box with the ball. He doesn't get rid of the danger. And, I thought that was a foul.
I don't know. Poor from Solademi as he's dispossessed by Lloyd McGoldrick, who carries it infield from the right-hand side. A little back heel to lay it off for Burgess. He wants it on his left foot. Max Hunt knows that. It's laid off to Hilton. Gets it back to Burgess. That was intricate. And the shot is eventually blocked by Adam Anderson on the 6-yard line. And Alfreton just looking disarray at the moment.
Yeah, what I was saying, Cantrell just dribbling around on the edge of his own box with the ball, not moving it, and he lost it, and luckily it didn't come to anything, but I thought that was a foul on Salademi just in front of us. It's right underneath us.
Yeah, it's in the kind of blind spot.
It's like he's not, he didn't touch the ball, but he knocked Salademi down before he touched the ball. Like, he's put his leg across, he's put his arm across, he's knocked the man down, and then he's taken the ball. I felt it was really harsh from the referee to not penalise that.
Well, Lloyd McGoldrick will line up this corner on the far side from our angle. Left-footed delivery. Lifted towards the back post. Moore trying to get onto the end of it, but it bounces beyond him. He does keep possession, though. Laid back to Phyllis Kirk, the captain, who puts in a right-footed cross into an unmarked area for Knight Percival. His header hits the crossbar, and eventually over it goes from Morgan.
Ball number 4.
Out of the ground. And that will be another new ball into the
that's too easy.
Match,
You're in a 2-on-2 in that wide area. And all it took was him to hold it up and from literally to lay it off for them to lose the man and get a completely cross into a man. Completely unmarked. I mean, how can you have someone completely unmarked? And we should be 3-0 down there. That's a massive let-off. And, I'm not quite sure who got the connection on that header, but they'll be disappointed they didn't convert it because they had so much time. Free header. It had the keeper beat.
I believe it was Knight Percival for Southport that got the header in.
That's the kind of chance that we'd missed in the first half. They should have scored there. That should have been 3-0 and probably game over. But that is if there was any hope left in the game, that is a lifeline.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully something to wake up the Reds, because that was a really big opportunity for Southport to make it through, as you say. Knight Percival's header crushing off the crossbar, and then the rebound thankfully sent over the bar as Claxton takes this deep free kick in towards the box, flicked on by Jake Day, and it's a good flick, but just beyond the area for someone to get to. Claxton really unhappy. He voices his displeasure that nobody got there. But yeah, I mean, even the sort of players that have shone in the first half, Solademi there, as you say, getting pushed off the ball by Lloyd McGoldrick, but whether it was a foul or not, he put himself into the awkward position because he's coming onto the ball right by the halfway line, and you've heard the shout from Claxton telling him to go back to his keeper, but he only looks down the line, sees that the pass isn't on, and by that point it's too late. He's challenged by the Southport man.
It's experience is what it is. He's a 20-year-old lad.
Solademi throws that one down the line towards Jake Day, who is bellowing his demands for it. Claxton now takes it on the right-hand side, looks to place Salmon in behind, but that one's never reaching him. Doyle eventually takes the touch to knock it out for a throw. Don't think that was his intention, but nonetheless, the Reds now have the throw, and it will be a chance for Adam Lund to launch one into the area from just beyond the home dugout, probably about 35 yards from goal. Box being loaded, and in comes the throw towards the near post. It's not got as much drive on it as he would have desired, but Cantrell does win the header to keep it alive. Now with Jed Abbey, Adam Lund tries the first time, right-footed cross towards Day. It's flicked on. Max Hunt tries to get the volley in, and in doing so, concedes the free kick.
The referee didn't even see that. He did not see that. He turned around and saw the man down, and he heard the shouts, and he blew his whistle.
Well, David Morgan put his foot in as soon as he saw Max Hunt going for the volley, and I think it was one of those where Max Hunt tries to connect with it. In doing so, connects with the man rather than the ball.
It was a foul-like, but he didn't see it.
And he kind of immediately looked away, Max Hunt, in kind of disappointment that he's not connected with the football there, but the referee awards the free kick.
My frustration there isn't with the fact that the foul was given.
Yeah,
it was a foul. It's the fact the referee was looking where the ball was, and he checked back, and all he heard was the shouts and a man on the floor, and he blew his whistle. And it's soft refereeing. If you don't see it, you don't give it.
Well, Renshaw's goal kick cleared up towards the back line, and a miscommunication between Anson and Solademi leads to a cross from Lloyd McGoldrick, knocked back into the centre by Proctor. Hunt does eventually clear into the Southport half, and Phyllis Kirk looks to further it forward again. Claxton miscues that one a little bit on his left foot. It was a tricky one, to be fair. Adam Lund looks to head it back forward. Cantrell now down on the floor with Lloyd McGoldrick. 1-2 with Burgess. Proctor looks to drive one over to the far side. Adam Anson cleverly left that one to leave it and run out for a goal kick, which Robertson will have to be in a rush to take now.
Southport do just look like a team, though. I mean, the little flicks of the back heels, and they're not looking, they know where they are, and that's because they're talking. I can only hear Southport players. Like, I can hear them talking to each other. I can, you know what I mean? They're shouting for the ball, letting each other know. It's like bits of information. Football's a game of information, and you can't see everything yourself, and we're playing like 11 individuals rather than one team. He's on side as well.
Southport send that one down the right flank towards Sonny Hilton, who's got acres of space. Puts his low cross into the area. Max Hunt does make the clearance. He intervenes, but is back with Hilton on the right. Looks to check inside and out. Gets it back from Burgess. It's a nice move. Oh, and it's a poor clearance from Max Hunt. He essentially laid it back off for Burgess. That one's blocked by Lund. Solademi can't clear. Hilton still in possession inside the box. Phyllis Kirk back to Hilton. Now Lloyd McGoldrick on the edge. His shot blocked, and that's gone right into the face of an Alfreton man, and Liam Waldock eventually put on the deck by Jack Doyle in a free kick awarded to the Reds to earn themselves a breather.
I mean, it's awful. I mean, look at the passes they're playing in our box. They're passing the ball into our box and playing 2 to 3 passes in the box unanswered. I mean, that would have been unlucky, right? That clearance, I mean, it's clearly bobbled off the surface. I mean, the goal mouth looks absolutely horrific from here. You can see it's absolutely worse for wear. So the weights bounce back after, but they should never have that chance. They've played 2 or 3 passes in our box. You know, you cannot let teams, you know, get into your area and knock the ball around 2 or 3 times. It's absolutely, it's criminal. You cannot get. I mean, we've got away with it, but you can't get away with it for long.
No, if that happens again, you'd expect the Southport to punish that kind of chance. We are eventually now going to see the first change for the Reds this evening as Adam Lund is withdrawn.
Billy Whitehouse.
Yeah, in place of Billy Whitehouse. Certainly an attacking change as the number 7 comes on. He's been out of favour for a little bit.
Lund's on a yellow, and he's had a couple of challenges tonight, and I think he'd admit himself, you know, he's a very, very consistent performer, and he's been very good in an Alfreton shirt, but it wasn't his night tonight. No.
Solademi's throw, 1-2 with Claxton, and the left-footed delivery is directed at Salmon, but Phyllis Kirk makes the clearance. Cantrell keeps that one alive towards Waldock on the right-hand side. He checks it back to Josh Claxton inside his own half, who looks to drive a diagonal cross into the area. Drake Day gets there to win it, and it's bouncing around. Anson's pulled down in the area. That looked like a penalty from here. The fans agree, but the referee doesn't.
Not even reacting anymore. It's
Jedi's cross in towards the back post towards Max Hunt, and he's just about held up by Quansett to allow his goalkeeper to get there.
It's a penalty all day long. He's got his full fist wrapped around his collar of his shirt, and he's yanked him down. I mean, he wouldn't have got the ball. I think, I don't know, I can't think of an explanation. Anson wasn't going to get the ball, but he's still been fouled. There's still been a grab and a pull down. Maybe the referee thinks it looked too soft, but from here, it looks stone wall.
Yeah, I mean, I was waiting for the whistle to go to his lips, but yeah, I'm just quite amazed that it didn't, because it looked like one of those where, as you say, he's like gone to sort of swing a leg at it, but you don't fall that way unless you're being held by a man. But nonetheless, Alfreton continue on and look to put some pressure on the Southport back line. There's not going to be much time for them to do it as we approach the sort of 70th minute mark, maybe 20 minutes or so to go. And if they want to turn the game around, they're going to have to start threatening a little bit more than they have been in this second half. Cantrell comes away well with that one. Anson looks to clip it down on the left wing towards the substitute Whitehouse, but Quansett clears. It's knocked around the corner by Sonny Hilton to Lloyd McGoldrick, up against Solademi on the right-hand side. The winger cuts in onto his left foot. That's a wayward pass. Salmon's going to collect that one. Doyle dives in with a challenge. throw in.
I don't know
for
how he's got away
Alfreton.
with that as well, Simon. I don't think that was our
No, it didn't look like it from here. But yeah, Southport will be looking to end a winless run of 6 here at the Impact. Oh, sorry, at the Impact. You know, their run of 1 win in 15 is something that I've spoken about separately. But their matches recently this season.
Well, that's a booking.
That's going to be a booking for Jake Day, I think. Yeah.
It's so late, and I mean, at least someone's showing a bit of something. You know what I mean? Jake Day's always got a bit of something about him. He's got himself into the book there, but at least, you know what I mean? He's chasing lost causes. He's pressing on his own. He's trying to get them to lift the tempo in some way, and he's not had a lot of joy in this game. He's not, been able to bring the ball down, and the ball's kind of got away from him a couple of times. But he's showing character, and I'm not seeing that from anyone else. And it's a shame to see. You know, we're back. I was looking forward to, you know, getting back to the won the last game. I'm thinking, right, here we are, the factor's back. We're gonna put together a run now. But this has been really, really, really well. It's been poor. It's been below average. It's not the team I remember seeing, you know, 2 months ago.
Yeah. Well, the Southport delivery from that free kick resulting of the Jake Day foul was eventually cleared. And Jack Doyle looks to turn it around the corner, but Claxton intervenes. Carries it forward up towards the halfway line before laying it off inside to Jed Abbey, who's moved into midfield now, obviously with Whitehouse's introduction. Solademi goes out wide to Whitehouse, his first real impact on the game. The winger cuts inside onto his right foot, back onto his left, back onto his right. Eventually checks back, gives it to Solademi, sells him a little bit wide, but he does get the cross in on his left foot towards the back post. And Proctor has time to chest that one down and clear it away. Hunt looks to direct it back into the box immediately. Quansah gets there ahead of Abbey to head it away, but Cantrell knocks it back out wide to Claxton. Right-footed cross towards Waldock, taken down towards Abbey, who fakes to shoot on his right, then does on his left, and it's a good block from Moore, the second goal scorer for Southport. And Lloyd McGoldrick eventually pressed into conceding the throw. No, it's going to be a Southport throw.
Yeah, Billy Whitehouse didn't get a foot on that.
Did he poke it away?
Yeah.
I couldn't quite see from here. Got the VO in my way. Well, a little spell of pressure though for the Reds, something maybe positive to cling on to as we enter the final sort of 15-20 minutes.
They started well. They started the better team, and they looked like they were, you know, a goal was imminent, and they missed the key chances, and then they went 1-0 down, and it looked like no one looks like they can be bothered to try and drag themselves back into this game. You've had the opportunities, you didn't take them, and now you've got to get your head in the game, and they haven't. From that first goal going in, the tempo has died.
In Southport, I mean, you know, it might sound like we've been a little bit biased on the commentary because we've been, complaining about decisions and whatnot, but we have got to hand the visitors their credit. They've come here.
They've been miles better.
They've been the better team, which is not what the table will tell you at all. They've been in a run of defeats, much like Alfreton have, but most recently on Friday, Alfreton put an end to that run of defeats with a win against Farsley Celtic. Southport are winless in 6, and they look to turn that round today. And yeah, they've been clinical, they've taken their chances, had that one on the break, but then even since they've made it 2-0, about 15 minutes after that second goal went in, where they were most definitely on top, hit the crossbar, could have added a third, had time on the ball in the box, and only very recently have Alfreton began to threaten their back line in this second half, and I think it's going to have to be, maybe if we get one of those 2 or 3 minute passages of pressure, if we can just squeeze one into the back of the net, we could make a game of it in the last 15 or so minutes. Southport, to their credit as well, haven't just kind of immediately gone 2-0 up and then sat back and just tried to protect the lead. They've attacked, they've looked to make it 3, and probably should have made it 3.
I think it's not like we've not given them any credit as well before this point. I mean, I think they've had the rub of the green in turn of decisions.
Yeah.
They've had the referees look, decisions look on their side, but they've been the better team. I'm not saying they don't deserve it.
Yeah, most definitely.
It's just frustrating when you're watching a team that have the capabilities to be absolutely fantastic on their day. I mean, we've seen some brilliant performances in our kind of 2 seasons, following Alfreton, and you know what they can do, and it's frustrating when you've seen them play so far below the level, and then you're not getting the little decisions as well, and everything just seems to be, you get a bit more frustrated. I think that's the best way to put it. But yeah. Southport have come and they've seen and ultimately conquered. They've been much better.
Well, Claxton goes direct towards Jake Day. Cleared away by Southport. One back by Max Hunt, though. Abbey leaves that one for Whitehouse. Can he make an impact off the bench? Dribbles out to the wide area. Block comes in from Quansah, and that one's going to bounce out for a corner. I think it's going to have to be one of these set-piece scenarios where the Reds take advantage, and then they're just going to have to try and ride the momentum until the end if they find a goal in these late stages. Liam Waldock does stand over this one. Prepares the right-footed delivery from the left-hand side. In it goes towards the back post. Keeper thought about coming for it. Backtracked. Headed away by Southport, only as far as the edge of the box, but eventually Quansah gets that one even further clear. And if that is another one that the referee has seen Quansah on the ground. And again, it's one of those that it probably is a foul,
but he's not looking. He's not looking at the foul. He doesn't know it's a foul. He's not seen the challenge. Yeah. I can see him. He's facing this way, and he blows his whistle and looks back. He's not looking. There's no way he can know.
This is a justified crash out from Matty this evening. The Southport will look to make a second change for themselves as we enter the later stages of this game, and he's helpfully not put the board up on our side, but it looks like it's going to be...
We'd like to know who's coming off.
It's going to be the number 18, Sonny Hilton, who's had a fantastic game on the flank.
Got a bit of a limp as well there.
Yeah, he's hobbling off a little bit, but he's caused all sorts of problems on both sides of the pitch. He's had a few battles with Solademi, and they've kind of been a little bit 50-50, but you can just tell he's that sort of player. He's so nippy. He's got in behind a couple of times. He's quick on his feet when he's in possession, but he is withdrawn in the later stages of this game, and we'll bring you news of who that is when
he turns around.
When the bloke turns around.
The fourth official is not earning his money tonight.
We can tell you it's not David. It's not David Morgan, because he came on earlier. But it looks like it is going to be a sort of like-for-like change there, adopting a position on the wing, and here they are.
Oh, turn around, please.
Nearly turned around. He comes away with the ball, and he wins a free kick immediately. That looks like an 11. It's Dior Angus. Dior Angus is the second change for Southport, brought to you a minute and a half after it actually happened by us, because we couldn't see his number. But there we go. He's made a pretty early impact. He's got on himself on the ball, and he's won a free kick in a pretty dangerous position, you have to say. The left foot of Lloyd McGoldrick, you'd imagine, would be fancied for a shot here. It might just be within distance to be able to kind of like clip it into that back post area, but I think, you're 2-0 up. They are lining up the kind of edge of that area with the defenders, though, so maybe it is going to be sent into an attacking area, but I think he might shoot this. Lloyd McGoldrick, he does shoot. It's up and over the wall, but it's over the crossbar as well.
Down.
Yeah. Not the worst strike.
It's nearly broke one of the chairs.
But it has absolutely battered one of the seats behind the goal, but straight out for a goal kick that David Robson will take. He goes short.
Yep, now's the time to play out from the back, guys.
Towards Max Hunt. Robson gets it back.
Oh, that
goes
was
long in towards Morgan. Brought down with a little scorpion touch by Burgess. Gives it back to Morgan. Phyllis Kirk. Intercepted by Waldock, but Claxton challenges well for that one. Shows a bit of desire. Jake Day, that's a heavy touch, but he manages to get there afterwards and rescue it, but his pass is wayward. I thought for a minute he was about to absolutely launch himself into a challenge, but I think he knows he's on a yellow. Yeah, that wouldn't be the wisest thing to do.
You can't fault Jake's desire and Jake's effort, but the way he's played tonight, it's just not come off for him. His touch has been heavy. He's not had the ball under control. It's not been his greatest game.
Anson looks to clear this one up the line towards Jake Day. It's cleared by Moore over towards the substitute Angus. And he goes down under the challenge of Claxton, he's bought the free kick. Not something that Alfreton haven't done so far this game, so he can't criticise it, but
I am.
Angus goes down under that challenge right in the corner.
You can tell, the thing is, he's got the ball in the corner, and before Claxton even makes the contact, he puts his arms out, ready to go. Like, he's leaning forward, he's got his arms out, he's waiting to feel Clacky so he can go down. He knows he's got nowhere to go, but you give him the reason to go down, and you give the referee a reason to blow his whistle.
And we can't say that's too much of a surprise based on the evening so far, but Lloyd McGoldrick over this free kick on the left-hand side. It's going to be another left-footed delivery. Will it be another goal? Oh, it was, I tell you what, an opportunity for Knight Percival to have a shot with his feet. And it kind of dropped to him in the kind of back post area. And it was stuck under his foot in that the challenging terrain, shall we say, of the Alfreton box. Goal kick goes short to Solidemi, who clears up towards Day.
Looks like someone set a bomb off in that box.
Headed away up to Angus, who's kept on side by Solidemi because he hadn't made his way back forward from the short goal kick.
The thing is, that was a poor pass as well. It was under hit. And it was, but we're not capitalising on these little mistakes.
Well, Billy Whitehouse now has a chance to run at his man on the left flank. Progresses towards the box. Little step over and a right-footed cross eventually. Slightly overhit.
Oh,
Claxton does his best to get something on that, but
he's not going to give it.
Yeah, that's weirdly not a foul. And the linesman flags for the throw, but the referee will stop the game regardless.
I mean, it's like he's jumped in like.
Yeah, I think that's more of a foul than some of the other ones that we've seen.
Looks like when people do like the flop into the swimming pool on holiday. He looks like he's gone like that with his shoulder in first, nearly taking the poor fella out with his shoulder. I mean, if you know what I mean, he's gone for the header as well. It wasn't like a daft thing that he did. He's gone for the header, but he's nowhere near the ball. It's gone straight over both of them. And he's just wiped someone out, like jumped into them. It's a foul. But the referee, he saw that one, so he didn't blow it. I think he must be doing no look refereeing. It's like Roberto Firmino.
Well, it's going to be Claxton to take the throw on this far side in the absence of Adam Lund. Runs up from behind the dugout, and it goes towards the front post. It's not a bad one, but it's headed away by Southport. Intercepted by Cantrell, though. Alfreton will look to keep the pressure on. Jake Day wants that one, and he'll get it in his direction.
Great.
Hooks it back into the box. Jed Abbey was arriving, but just a second or so too late. I mean, Southport clear their lines out for another throw.
Fantastic from Jake to put the ball across the box. They're great run, well spotted as well to float it in. It's a great way to pass. He does really well to turn it right across goal because you can see it, just going out for a kick, and no one's attacking the area. It's like everyone's expecting it to go out. No one's anticipating.
Josh Claxton's throw this time finds its way to the edge of the box, and Southport look to break.
He should. I don't know.
Under relatively to no pressure, but Morgan has the time to lay it off to Lloyd McGoldrick, who's busting a gut to get his way down the right-hand side, up against Billy Whitehouse now. Progresses towards the area, takes it infield, now inside the box. Left-footed cross and a headed clearance by Josh Claxton. Abbey lays it back to Solidemi, who just hooks it clear on his weaker foot. Tries to be laid off towards Morgan. Billy Whitehouse gets beyond him, gets it back from Waldock. Had to play that inside to Abbey. That's a later challenge, but the pass was poor nonetheless. And Southport have the ball back once more.
He can see where he needs to move that ball. I don't know why he needs to take 2 touches before he passes it.
Quansah on the right-hand side goes inside to Lloyd McGoldrick. Tries to sort of neat flick into the middle, but doesn't come off for him. Phyllis Kirk letting him know that he's not happy with it. And Whitehouse looks to send this one diagonally over to Jake Day. Well done, runs for Salmon.
He's making me look like a knob now after I said he'd not had the greatest of games. He's worked hard.
Maybe he heard you.
No, he's decided to start doing like really good things, really good little touches. And
yeah, Salmon had a sort of tricky one to deal with there. He's kind of taken it down on his thigh and then kind of tried to knock it through with his other thigh. But that one eventually cleared away and out for a Southport throw.
Coming on.
We are going to see the youngster on loan from Kidderminster, Kobe Hall, introduced for Jed Abbey.
I'm looking forward to this.
We've had a question, how is the structural integrity of your viewing spot? Hopefully all fixed up.
No. We could come back in 10 years and that wall would still be down.
I think one thing that, the positive is in the summer we might get a nice breeze through the back of that. So maybe it's, it's forward thinking.
Thank God, the draft.
Forward thinking.
Pardon?
Well, Southport set to respond with a change of their own, their third, and it's going to be Lloyd McGoldrick, a man who assisted the second, assisted both goals actually, assisted the second from that free kick and prodded the ball through for the first.
Yeah, he looked tired when he was busting in.
I was going to say, I think he gave absolutely everything to get to that ball down the line, but the number 7 for Southport probably in with a case for man of the match today. For the away side, he's withdrawn with a few minutes to go.
Connor Evans on.
It's Connor Evans, yeah. The third substitute for.
Don't doubt me. I knew who it was.
The away side. Yeah, we saw the board that time. Fourth official, maybe he's tuned in. And Southport will have a throw. just inside the Alfreton half. It's going to be Jack Doyle to take this one on the left-hand side. Down the line it goes. Aimed at Proctor, headed away by Hunt. Back forward again. Proctor trying to make something of it, but Waldock does come away with it and does well to keep it. Laid out wide to Billy Whitehouse, poked through to Hall. His first touches of the evening, not fortunate ones, and he is dispossessed, but the throw does go the way of the Reds. And Solademi.
Someone's shrunk the socks in the wash because
Yeah, they are
half
very
the
small.
squad have the world's smallest. They have the junior socks on.
Solademi calls for the Kobe to come short for it.
Yeah, he actually wasn't paying attention. He was watching something over here.
Well, nonetheless, Southport come away with it. Knight Percival with the clearance. Max Hunt has time to bring that one down, and a little drop of the shoulder and a feint. So don't see that very often from him, but lays it to Solademi, goes back to Anson. Goes diagonal towards Salmon, who hasn't seen much of the ball in this second
balls.
half. And that is the 5th ball out of the ground. Max Hunt miscues his clearance. I think we might see another change for Alfreton imminently. It's going to be Nathan Newell, I believe, to be the 3rd change for the Reds. He's now stripped and ready to come on. That throw from Southport goes straight out for an Alfreton one. Thought they'd give it back. Very nice of them. Robson cleared forward up towards Waldock. By the halfway line, he loses out. Morgan tries to clip it in behind towards Angus, but a bit too much steam on that one. Out it goes for a throw. And Alfreton will get the change done now. It's Solademi to be withdrawn. It's a like for like on the left-hand side of the defence. Nathan Newell to be introduced in the later stages this evening. And if you are just joining us towards the end of the stream, Southport lead by 2-0. And the story of the game has really been that they've taken their chances, Alfreton haven't. But then once the visitors made it 2-0, they then had even more chances to possibly extend the scoreline. Alfreton kind of hung on in there for a little bit. There's been a couple of positive spells for the Reds in the second half, but none enough to get themselves on the score sheet.
There's nothing to console yourself with.
So far, at least. Billy Whitehouse lines up a shot from distance from outside the box, and it's almost a spectacular strike. Well, the strike was very good.
He would have made me look stupid.
It would have, yeah, would have made us look silly, but it's a great save in the end from Renshaw, who has to react.
Cheers, mate.
As the ball comes through a crowd of bodies, and he palms it over the crossbar out for a corner.
Yeah, it was right down the throat of the goalkeeper's goal. Actually, it was an effort. God, I thought you were shouting at me there. Straight at the goalkeeper, but still a lot to do. A lot of venom on the strike.
Well, Waldock's delivery towards the back post. Hunt was the target, but it's cleared away.
I think we've won about 2 headers in the box
over towards
all evening.
Doyle, who clears it up the line. Claxton will get there. Newell kind of sets the screen for him to be able to knock it back into the box. It's flicked on by Hunt. Waldock still with it though on the edge, laid back to Hunt. Waldock takes it back for himself, goes to Whitehouse on the right flank now. Waldock's in space and he wants the ball. He's dispossessed by Doyle, knocked out for another corner.
Another corner.
Which Waldock will prepare to take again from the opposite side. This time it'll be a right-footed delivery. Outswing, or we might just drill it towards the back post. Alfreton not adopting the men on the line strategy now. Runners into the box. Waldock crosses towards Hunt, who does win the header. And he's hit the crossbar. Hall tries to prod it in, and Southport get bodies in the way. That's probably the closest Alfreton have come to scoring so far in the second half. Billy Whitehouse does pick it up on the left. Tries to make something of it, but Doyle comes across to clear. Cantrell tries to dispossess Burgess, but he lays it off comfortably for Evans. Anson wins it back though. It's Whitehouse again on the left. Right-footed cross from deep. Over towards Salmon, cleared away at the back post by Burgess.
He loves them. He absolutely loves buying. He's just waiting, honestly.
Diorangus knows what he's doing.
He just waits for people to touch him so he can win free kicks. He's trying to do the Jack Grealish stat pad for most fouls drawn.
Well, Christopher Renshaw, after that goal line scramble, has gone down flat on his back.
Get up, please, mate. My ankle.
The physio has been waved on, but I don't know if he's. Oh no, he has seen. He is jogging. He's on his way. But yeah, Alfreton with a bit of a goal line scramble, trying to make something of this game as it enters its closing stages. Corner was won by Hunt, knocked into a really dangerous area. Multiple red and yellow shirts right in front of the goal, and eventually it dropped to the feet of the substitute, Kobe Hall, who managed to get a shot away, but I mean, it was in a big crowd of bodies. I think he'd have done something miraculously to get it beyond the wall of players that were on the line and the goalkeeper. And just before that, it somehow bounced off the crossbar from that ricochet. But Southport cleared their lines, and the score does remain 2-0 with not long left. And we are going to see the board for added time. It's going to be 6 minutes of additional time to play. 6 minutes for Alfreton to try and salvage something. But if we're going off the state of play so far this evening, that doesn't look all too likely. But, you know, crazy things have happened. And Renshaw prepares this free kick outside his area. Left-footed up towards Proctor. Powerful header away by Hunt. Up towards Day, wins his header. Kobe Hall couldn't quite get on the end of that one, though. Doyle clears. Robson called that one early. Grasps it to his chest and rolls it out for himself. Looks to go direct over towards Day. Flicked on. Salmon tries to do something with it. Kobe Hall picks it up, knocks it around him. He's into the box on the right-hand side. Tries to get the cross in, but he's blocked and all sort of taken out. And yeah, he slipped as he's put the cross in. Could maybe look like a penalty from where the fans are stood.
From behind the goal, but the hearts weren't really in it.
No, I think the angle was kind of deceiving, if anything, but out for a throw, taken quickly by Claxton. Whitehouse lays it back off for him. Right-footed delivery in towards Waldock, who gets up well to win it. But his header wayward and over the crossbar. Out for a Southport goal kick.
Time yet, or we're not getting a board.
No, we got the board.
Did we?
6 minutes.
Oh yeah, we did. I remember that.
Well, Southport will look to make a fourth change.
6 minutes. Where they got that from?
I don't know. Dior Angus probably.
God.
Southport look to make their fourth change of the evening, and what you'd think would be their final one. The board's being lit up. Renshaw takes this goal kick towards Proctor. It's won by Anson. Cleared back up into the sky. Newell clears only as far as Burgess, though. Waldock heads it and Hunt goes long towards Hall. Beaten to it by Knight Percival. Burgess battles with Cantrell, and that's a soft one. The referee awards the free kick to Southport. Cantrell steps in.
More like referee.
There's going to be the board raised, and is the number 2 Matthew Thompson, who will be introduced for the final couple of minutes in this game, in place of someone, because he's put the board away. The number 20, Luke Carroll Burgess, who I think only goes by Burgess because that's what he's got on his shirt. So we'll call him Burgess. But yeah, another strong performance from him. I don't think you can fault any of the Southport players really this evening. They've come here on a run of bad results, looking to put it right, and we're in about 3 minutes. If things stay as they are, then they certainly will have achieved that. They've come here, and as you said in the second at the start of the second half, factually they've just been the better side.
Yeah, they've deserved all 3 points. I mean, even if we got a consolation goal there, I wouldn't have took much. I wouldn't have taken much from it, because we've not been unlucky. We've been poor, and we've wasted our chances, and we've not been good enough, and we've been punished. And that's how football works. If you're not good enough and you don't score clear-cut opportunities, then you're not going to win football matches.
Thompson lays it back, gets it back from his captain Phyllis Kirk. He looks to go down the line. Billy Whitehouse heads that one out for a throw. And I think there's not going to be enough time now for Alfreton to turn this one around. We're seeing fans head for the exits.
2 more weeks, and I don't think there'd be enough time for a turnaround.
And Southport will take as long as they wish from this throw, and I don't blame them whatsoever. Waldock has to pass that one back to the substitute Thompson, who's come on the right-hand side of the defence. Chucks it down the line towards Proctor. Newell gets there in front of him, and it bounces out for eventually what becomes an Alfreton throw. Newell leaves it for Cantrell.
Don't have the Adam Lund get out of jail free card here.
No. Can't tries to chuck that one down the line himself. It is flicked on by Jake Day. Claxton does his best to keep it alive and keep it going. Waldock goes into the feet of Salmon now. Little nice turn to get it away from Doyle. Now looks to bring it infield. He stops on it, lays it back to Claxton, who's overlapped. Right-footed cross into the area. Chested down by Morgan, though, laid off for Doyle, and he gets that one clear on his right foot. Max Hunt heads it, knocks it back into the attacking third, now heads it back into that area. Hall flicks on for Salmon. It's a great turn. Plays in Jake Day, but his shot eventually goes wider than the mark, and I think that is just a summary of this evening. A good little flick from Lewis Salmon to play in Jake Day. I mean, it's a tough angle, to be fair, and he's tried to go for the far corner, but the goalkeeper's dived. He's not reached it, but wider than the mark in the end. Keeps the score at 2-0 as we enter the final minute or so of this game. Full-time whistle is imminent, as is a defeat for Alfreton at the Impact Arena to make it 3 straight home defeats here for the Reds. And Southport able to end their winless run of 6 matches. Thought that was the full-time whistle, but it's a free kick given against Proctor for a pull of the shirt. Robson takes this one direct up towards Day. Knight Percival wins it, then Morgan, then hooked away by Phyllis Kirk. The substitute Evans battling Cantrell for that one, and he comes away with it. Then Waldock, who commits the foul, and that's probably going to be all she wrote this evening. Waldock kind of punches the ball at the substitute Evans, and in doing so earns himself a yellow card. Tensions and frustrations kind of boiling over here at full time. Knight Percival giving him a sort of pat on the back and telling him to calm down. Whether that's in a condescending or endearing way, we'll have to interpret from up here. But Southport with a free kick inside their own half. And you'd imagine as soon as this is sent long, that's going to be full time.
I hope so.
Renshaw sends it over to the left-hand side.
Whistle, please.
And out it goes for a goal kick, rolls all the way.
Referee,
Robson.
please.
Looks like he's going to have time to take it.
This is like, you know what, I once played a, this is going to be more interesting than the game.
Go on.
I once played a TJFA Sunday League match. I played for a football team, and we drew a team in the 7th division in the cup. We won 42-0.
Wow.
And the referee would, like, we were like, referee, you should probably stop this game. It was a girls' team.
Oh, okay.
And they were bottom of the bottom league.
Yeah.
And we were like, ref, we should probably blow the whistle. And their manager was like, no, we're going to play this game to the very end. And that's what the referee's doing now. Blow the whistle, mate. Put me out of my misery.
Well, Alfreton will have a throw-in right at the end to maybe salvage a consolation goal. Claxton launches it in, but it's chested down at the front post by Proctor. That was underwhelming. And there is that full-time whistle. Southport take home all 3 points with a 2-0 victory. And it was all Southport, really, from start to finish, if we're being completely honest. It's a poor performance on the night from Alfreton, who, with the momentum of that 4-1 win away at Farsley Celtic, played at Buxton.
Momentum at a grinding halt.
Yeah, maybe thinking that it was, time for the turnaround, make the charge back to the playoffs. And there is still a lot of football to play in the rest of this season.
It's not over.
It's certainly not over, no, but the performance tonight is going to leave a lot to be desired, and I imagine Billy Heath will have some choice words for his players in the dressing room at full time. But that is going to be all from us this evening. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in for the return. We couldn't bring the luck, unfortunately, for often, so maybe we'll do it without the camera on next week or something. See if that can change our fortunes. But thank you very much, everybody, for joining the 213 views that we amounted in the end. Thank you very much.
And thank you for 1,000 subscribers.
Yes, actually, we hit 1,000 subscribers on the channel, which now, I believe, means that
you can give us all your money.
We're eligible for super chats. So, not that this performance was worthy of it, but if you want to donate, then we definitely won't pocket it.
We actually
No, please do not donate to the.
Yeah, this is free.
This is a free service. We don't want money for it.
I nearly set a goal. Like I nearly set one just for.
Yeah, you were going to set a £2.
I was going to set a £2 donation that I meant if someone did it, Vaughan would dance.
Yeah,
but Vaughan refused that. So
yeah, because I hate charity and dancing. So that is going to be it from us this evening. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you for Scarborough this Saturday.
Yeah, thank you very much, and we'll see you then. Thank fuck for that.